Hello and welcome to another episode of LEGO Minifigures Online. In today's episode we'll be taking a look at all of the new Series 15 minifigures. So this is another minifigure overview episode. We will be taking a detailed look at each individual minifigure's abilities, as well as giving some general hints on where you might use these characters and how good they are. So we're just going to equip the first three, which is the Animal Control, the Astronaut, and the Ballerina. The Animal Control is a nature striker, the Astronaut is a tech builder, and the Ballerina is a light striker. So we're back on the Dino World, since the enemies here are tougher than most of the other places. It is the highest level zone currently in game, aside from the Lost Creations. So the Animal Control's basic attack is hitting things with this net. As usual, melee attacks can hit multiple enemies, and it performs some sort of combo attack. I don't know if it does more damage on the last swing, but the animation is different. So the ability is called Net Gain, and it just says you swing your net. The secondary ability is called Bioweapon. You release Stinky onto your enemies, so it's the skunk character that accompanies this minifigure if you buy the real one. And it looks like you can use this ability fairly frequently actually. It's got a very short cooldown. So you right click on an area and it will go to that area and use the ability. It deals damage in an area. I don't know if it slows them. I don't think it does. No, it doesn't look like it slows them, but it's pretty cool. You can use it on the run, and it will just walk to wherever you click at. So we're not even taking any damage from these raptors yet. You can just keep throwing the skunk at them. Alright, so let's look at this character's skills. It's mostly, when we're looking at skills in this video, we're just going to point out anything that's out of the ordinary or special. So for now it's just the usual attack upgrades, and then you can choose to make it build faster, speed upgrades. So this is slightly different. I think maybe some other minifigures might have this, but on every third normal attack you gain a power boost. You move faster after hitting an enemy with your normal attack. We are being eaten. If you smash an enemy with your special attack, it will leave behind a damaging field. Yeah. Okay, wait, we're about to die. So let's get rid of these nimble compies and then go back to looking at the abilities. Are we gonna get smashed? I'm not gonna let the character get smashed. Right, now let's go back to what we were doing. So this leaves behind a damaging field of energy. Oh, okay, this, whenever you smash an enemy, it leaves a damaging field of energy around yourself. So this leaves it wherever you've smashed the enemy, and this one leaves it around yourself. That's slightly different. So we're going to move on to the Astronaut. We've already sort of shown the swing attack. It's, again, another melee attack. Interestingly, when you swing, it leaves a little image of a rocket ship flying. It's just called 0G combat moves. You swing at your enemies. Its secondary attack is Claim the Land. You plant your flag and claim this area, empowering your allies. So, oh, that's cool. So it does attack, defense, and construction boost. So this character I can definitely see being used in the Lost Creations. It's similar to the Disco Diva's ability where it boosts stuff. Except this one's a bit more clear since it shows images, so players know, oh, I'm being boosted. So we could do that if we wished. And it's on a fairly short cooldown as well. We can just keep putting it down. It's 5 seconds. So this minifigure has pretty generic upgrades. Your attack creates a cloud of smoke that makes enemies do less damage. So that is useful. So you can use this character as a support, I guess. You can get this ability, attack some enemies, and then they will do less damage to everyone else in your group. This is a very team-orientated minifigure. That's the same personal space power up as the other one. You build faster when you're in combat. That's useful. There's lots of times where you need to build things very quickly and you're under attack. Every third normal attack will push enemies away. I've definitely seen that one before, but by the looks of it there are some unique upgrades with these new minifigures, so it's definitely props to the team for making some interesting choices. So now we're moving on to the ballerina. It's a striker minifigure. It also has a melee attack. I think we should move further into the Dino World than just staying here. It seems to deal damage all around itself, so instead of just in front, if enemies attacking you from behind, it will hit them too. And its secondary ability is Swan Spin. And we're about to lose our health. Oh, that's good. We got a love heart. Nope, we're gonna switch. Right. Let's try that again. So, you spin, but then you also send lots of tornadoes wherever you're pointing your mouse. So I'm guessing you deal damage all around you. Oh, you can just do this forever. Wow, that is a good ability. So this is good for area of effect clearing. No, we're not going to accept the invitation right now because we're testing out abilities. Maybe later. So if we try it on these guys, we can send tornadoes. Wow, this does a lot of damage. I can definitely see this figure being used. Wish we had some more health though. I guess we can regenerate some health while looking at our abilities quickly. Everything looks standard so far. After you use your special attack you do more damage. I can see that being taken a lot. More damage, build faster. So no, not really any special types of upgrades, but this minifigure is pretty good. I want to see if it... Oh, I'm going to stop attacking them now. I want it to get that raptor. Move a bit closer. Yeah, I want to see if... Yep, so... The tornadoes are not actually hitting it right now. The spinning whirlwind also deals damage. So this is a great ability. It not only does a lot of damage by throwing those 3 tornadoes, you also deal damage around you as well. Alright, so we've looked at those 3 minifigures. Let's switch on over to the next 3. So we're going to equip the clumsy guy, which is a nature defender. The farmer, which is a light builder. And the fawn, which is a magic builder. So we've currently got 2 builders. So this guy has got another melee attack. Using it, it's just the crutches, he hits them. I think on his last attack he hits them with his foot. Yeah, his feet. Is it his feet or both feet? Hold on, let's... I mean, yeah, I think it's just a foot. That must hurt. You're hitting it with your cast. As usual, multiple enemies can be hit with this ability. And his secondary is to fling bananas. Oh, it's like the monkey bananas. So, do they deal damage, I guess, on impact? Yep. And they're probably slow as well, but I can't test that. Oh, you can just keep throwing them. Wow, these abilities don't usually have very long cooldowns, do they? Actually, maybe they don't slow, but they can just be used over and over again. Actually, but we're not really getting anywhere. We should just destroy this nest. Alright, the quest was completed. But we weren't here to complete the quest, we were here to test out this ability. With bananas. As for this figure, I think it's a defender, so we have to see what abilities it has, upgrades wise. Its current attacks and secondary abilities aren't really defense orientated, so you're probably just has a lot of health for a minifigure. Come on, get rid of the spiders. Right, now we're sort of safe. Alright, let's take a look at his abilities. Standard attack defense stuff. While using your special attack, if you are hit, you heal a small amount of health. This isn't a new thing, but this is very good for this character since you can always use his special ability. It comes off of cooldown very quickly, so you'll get a lot of health. After you use a special attack, you take less damage. So this figure does have a lot of abilities that would help tank damage, especially these 3 up here. This is also useful if you drop below 20% health, or you can choose to deal more damage after using your special attack, which again, you can use it a lot, so you're going to always be getting that damage boost. Alright, let's move on to the next character. This is the farmer. He, I'm assuming, has, yep, a basic melee attack as well. It has a wide arc in front of it where you can hit enemies, so I think it swings slightly slower than the other guy's attack. And his secondary is... oh, that's fun. What is it? It's a lawnmower? That's not a lawnmower. It's a combine harvester. It's a small combine harvester. Yeah, I was confused what that was for a second, because usually combine harvesters are much bigger in design. So this one doesn't have any build orientated abilities, this is just purely for attack. But it is useful, it's one of those ones where you can plant down and just switch to a different figure. So we can just do this, switch back to our clumsy guy, start throwing bananas, and it works well together. He is a light character, so I assume if you're going to use him, you might have him in the Lost Creations. If you just need extra damage, you can just throw that down and switch to someone else. But we'll see if that gets used a lot. We have to get rid of these spiders. We need to move out of this area. It's not a good area for demo because of those annoying spiders. Alright, let's quickly look at his abilities before all his health disappears. Oh, they're not really going to give us this option, are they? So he has actually damage, so you can actually give him more damage for his attacks, and probably combine harvester as well. That's just a speed boost. It's not... I don't usually go for the speed ones if I can avoid it. But not really anything unique about these abilities. But you can make him deal more damage, which might be useful if you want him to. So we're going to be using the Fawn as the last one. He's also a builder character. And this guy's ranged. He uses his flute to shoot magical musical notes, which actually pierce through targets, so you can hit multiple targets with it, which is pretty cool. And his secondary ability, I think that's healing me, so that looks like some sort of healing song. Okay, you don't have to stand still while using it, so it is called Healing Song. Oh, it is called Healing Song. Ah, guessed correctly. You play a lingering melody that heals you and your allies. So this character replaces the Carpenter, in my opinion, because the Carpenter's buildable thingy, it's good, but it doesn't last long enough to be useful. The healing station. So this character, you can quite quickly use this ability and it will heal everyone, and you can move with them as well, they don't have to stand still. So this is a great character. Let's see if we can put that to use. We're going to go and use the French guy and then switch over to the Fawn. I'm not sure if the ability can be used while you're using other ones though. So I have a feeling to use this and to test it properly you'd need another friend with you, or a team. So we've taken a bit of damage, let's go to the Fawn Let's play the song. You can heal yourself. So that actually increases the use of this figure by a lot. You can use this and then get a very tanky minifigure, and you can potentially not die. But we're going to bounce back so we can switch figures, but we're going to come back to this lava area. So for the next set of minifigures, we're going to get the Flying Warrior, which is a magic defender. Are we? Or are we going to look at upgrades first? No, we're going to look at upgrades first, then we're going to go back to that. So this figure has a lot of run speed stuff. It's got 3 run speed upgrades in a row, but it also has a lot of building upgrades. It's got 2 of these building ones here, and then also 2 at the top. It's also got the build faster when you're in combat thing. The rest of the abilities aren't extremely unique. So yeah, back to this one. The Flying Warrior, which is a magic defender. The Frightening Knight, which is a dark defender. And the Janitor, which is a tech defender. So you've all got defender characters on at the moment. So this character, has it got a ranged spear? Yeah, ranged. So again, I assume, yep, these pierce through targets. And its secondary, you can hold it down and keep using it. It's one of those ones that just don't run out. Looks like you just beat your wings and shoot these waves of gold air. I'm gonna say it's air. It's always those spider nests. Come on. Don't make me switch to another minifigure. We'll eventually get it. Right. So this, what was it called? Wings of Divinity. You unleash powerful blasts of divine energy with your wings. Alright, well, we're going to just wait over here to regenerate a bit. We're going to check out the abilities. So it has some damage and some speed stuff. And this is a upgrade I haven't seen on these new minifigures yet. While using your special attack, you cannot be... Oh wait, no, we have. But that's useful. Again, this ability can be used a lot, so not being able to be moved or stunned can be useful. Take less damage. Again, you can use your ability a lot, so this one is quite good. Or you can do more damage if you want. The top is every 5th attack you get a shield that doubles your defense against the next attack. And after you use your special attack you do more damage for a while, so this one hasn't been seen yet. I could see it being used sometimes. It's like more defense, but usually people just go for more damage. They just want to usually smash things quickly. Alright, let's go to the Frightening Knight. This minifigure has quite a... Well, I was going to say a slow attack, but it's not actually that slow. I think it's slower than some of the attacks, but they're pretty powerful. That makes sense though, he's got like a massive mace. What is his secondary? His secondary is Devastating Smash. It's like a ground pound. I think it says it stuns them for a short while. It stuns your enemies. I don't know how long that lasted though. Let's go and try that out on this pack of enemies. That lasts quite a while. It's a good ability. But you have to be really close. Like I just used it there and it didn't actually stun him. It seems to be a single target thing. I don't know, it looks like it should hit multiple in a area, but yeah, it didn't hit that spider, but it did hit the raptor. Actually, I'm gonna let 2 spiders come at me and see if we can do it at the same time. Come on, get together. sort of... They weren't in the... They weren't close together. Let's try it again. You attacked the wrong spider. Yes, you can hit multiple enemies with it, but they have to be quite close together. Alright, let's look at its abilities. Wow, there's a lot of damage ones you can pick. Everything else is pretty standard. Take less damage, deal more damage. On every third normal attack you get a short duration defense boost. Well, you would be attacking with this one a lot. It's got a good attack. On every third normal attack you gain a power boost. I see, you can choose which one you want, either defense or power. I mean, it's got good power, it's like matching with defense, so you can choose, I guess, how you want to build this character. You either want it to be tanky or deal a lot of damage. Let's go on over to the janitor, who is another defense character. He whacks them with a mop. That's cool. And his secondary is... That's something you have to hold that I keep missing. So you just clean the floor. I don't want to go over there. There's like a bit too many of them. Right, so you sort of point in the direction you want to attack with it. You can't keep doing it. I keep getting this wrong. Okay, right click and hold. Right, there we go, it's working this time. It doesn't last a long time, and you can't keep holding it down. There is a small cooldown duration. Does this... Oh, it doesn't really do a lot of damage. Does it do anything else? You mop the floor, enemies will be pushed aside. Oh, I see, it does push them away. But you can't use it while... Oh, there we go. You can actually move with it, and it makes you run faster. Okay, that's quite a funny attack. I don't know if it's extremely useful, but it is funny. And maybe I would use it. Let's check the stats of this character. So, that's interesting. You've got a run ability there. If you're hit while using your special attack, you gain a defense boost. You reduce the recharge time. You don't really need to reduce the... Actually, if you get this, I wonder if it would make it instant recharge, since the recharge is only like 1 second. Yeah, 1 second, so that might actually get rid of that, so you might be able to use it forever if you get this. Maybe not, but maybe. Your special attack pushes your enemies further away, so this is a very specific upgrade for this character. It actually makes the ability more useful. Oh, it has Sponge as well. Sponge is good. Healing whenever you hit someone. I mean, you can't really push enemies off cliffs though. I don't really know when you'd want to push enemies back, but maybe you would. You could be running and your team might need some space. You just run in there and push them and run out again. Right, let's jump down. Pick some new characters. So we're going to be choosing the next set, which is the Jewel Thief, a dark builder. That is not the equip button. The Kendo Fighter, a dark striker. And the Laser Mech, a tech striker. Right, let's start with the Jewel Thief. So her basic ability is punch. Okay, maybe it isn't punch. It looks like punch. Flash kick. That is definitely a hand, not a foot. Misleading thumbnail. You kick your enemies in an outstanding display of cat-like agility. Right, is this actually a grappling hook? Okay, that's pretty neat. It allows you to, I guess, reposition yourself, if you would need to do that. Let's try it on this one down here. So it makes you appear behind the enemy. So you can sort of use it to run away. I guess this character's good if you need mobility. Are you gonna come up? Need to finish that one off. There we go. Now we can... Oh, spiders. No! Right, its abilities are a mixture in the beginning. You get one construction, one defense, one power. It's sort of equal on the power and the defense, but of course they are quite low. You move faster after hitting an enemy with your normal attack. That's interesting. So yeah, I guess that does further push the point of this figure being a highly mobile one. I guess you can punch them, jump over them, and then run away. Reduce the recharge time. It's quite a low recharge time. Probably that's better if you've got to build a character. And these abilities we've seen before. So we're going to move on to the next figure. And go up here for that. It's the Kendo Fighter. We haven't actually used a striker for a while. It's mostly been defender characters and builders. As you can see, as you would expect, it does a lot of damage. Uses its dual kendo blades. And its secondary is similar to the... What was that one from the last season? Was it a ninja? I don't think it was a ninja. Was it a samurai? I'm not sure. It was that female ninja thing. I've got to look and see what that was now. That wasn't the last series, no, it was series 13. That one's samurai. There we go. Yeah, similar to the samurai's abilities. Not the same, but quite close. You dash forward and strike with lightning speed. It recharges very quickly. And it does a good amount of damage too, so yeah, it's a good figure. And there are some different pictures here. Although I know that ability has been used before, as expected, because it's a kendo fighter. You can choose to go the speedy route. Interestingly, it has a build upgrade. I don't think you'd really choose that. I mean, I guess it is terrible at creativity, but its power is very high. You deal more damage if your attunement matches. Standard stuff so far. Every normal attack gives you a charge. Your special attack releases the charges to deal damage to your enemies. That's a cool ability, but I'm not sure if there's an indicator of how much charge you've built up, and it doesn't tell you what the maximum amount of charges are. But that is a useful ability. If it's unlimited, you can just keep hitting all of the weaker mobs, and then when the boss comes, you can use the ability on it. Fortify. When you use your special attack, gain a defense boost, gets stronger over time. Wonder how strong. But that's cool. If it's, again, infinity, you can just keep building it if you don't get attacked. It's probably not infinity. There probably is a limit, but it doesn't tell you. Now let's move on to the laser mech, which is a flying robot with a laser sword. Again, another striker, as you'd expect. It has high damage output. Its secondary is Ultra Super Gigantic Slash? No, Ultra Super Gigaton Slash. You release a sword slash so extreme that it sends a shockwave of pure awesomeness at your enemies. That is a very descriptive ability. Again, it's another one of these hold down, point and shoot things. I mean, these abilities are really good. I mean, they do a lot of damage. And of course it hits every enemy along the way. We're gonna get smashed. and we actually got him smashed. So he's not invincible. He's he is susceptible to being smashed. Nope, cat burglar. It's okay. We can still look at his abilities. We can choose between defense or build upgrades. Not much of a builder. It's the same charge up ability as on the other minifigure we saw. The meltdown ability is here for this one, so if you smash an enemy with your special attack, you will pulse a damaging field of enemy energy around yourself. So that's quite good. And yeah, so this character is definitely built around dealing a lot of damage, although you can choose to take less damage for these two if you want. I don't really see a point in getting that one though. Never usually need to build much on this game. Nice, back! Great, we can finish these ones off. Yeah, the ability where the meltdown ability is very useful because we've smashed some enemies and then we can get a field around us if we had it. Alright, well, let's pick some of the next characters. The Queen, which is a magic striker. The Shark Suit Guy, which is a nature defender. And the Tribal Woman, which is a nature builder. And then there's just one guy left on his own. I know. Yeah, these will always be in odd numbers because there are 16 minifigures, and I think there's 16 minifigures. Anyway, yeah, no, yeah, there are 16 minifigures, and you can only equip 3 at a time. And 16 is not really divisible by 3. Can't divide it, so there's always 1 on the end. But this figure shoots all the symbols you will find on a deck of cards. Regal Strike. And Queen's Guard. Oh, that's fun, so you summon knights. So similar to one of the characters in the Monster series. Like the zombie cheerleader who can summon a cheerleading squad. This time though you summon a knight. The knight's pretty good. It's actually pretty powerful. The Queen's abilities are your usual speed, attack and defense stuff, although you have to take a build one in the start, which is interesting, I guess, because this one has high creativity for a striker. Its defense is terrible though. This one is definitely made for damage then because of these 2 damage abilities. Those are quite standard. Do more damage after using your special. Move faster. You probably want to pick that one though. You wouldn't usually want to move faster. So that's the Queen minifigure. We're going to go down because we don't really want to get any help. So we're using the Shark Suit Guy. And his ability is a sort of punch, which has a sort of watery wave effect. Doesn't really do a lot of damage. And that's fun. His secondary ability is to dive under the water, it would seem. You can still be attacked, but then you can launch yourself up, then it launches everyone in the air. So that's very, very similar to the Plumber's ability, except for you can choose where you want to do it. In the sense that you can just move to an area, like I can go over here, wait for them to come to me, and then jump up. It's actually good for running away, this character, because it's got a short cooldown and you can just dive, throw them up, and then run. But as I said, the damage is not good, or not that great. Let's see if the abilities help that out. So you get run speed, which makes sense. You could use this figure to run away a lot. You can make it do more damage, but it is mostly a defense character. Again, more speed. Just keep running. It has the skirmisher thing, which is sort of to be expected, which is when you hit an enemy you can run faster. So you can move really fast with this character. I guess I could see people using this on the Lost Creations to do those ones you have to speed run to the end. So I guess this figure would be good for that. Yeah, it's a defender, so I mean, usually they pick builders because you need to build those bounce pads at the end, but this figure can get there quickly at least. Alright, well, we're going to switch on over to the last minifigure of this set that we've equipped, which is the Tribal Woman. This one is a builder. You shoot... Are they darts? They're darts, aren't they? They're feathers, red tail feathers. And the secondary is something to do with... It's a drum. The drum slows them down? Yeah, it does. It slows them down somewhat. Is that it? Does it just slow them down? Doesn't say. Sometimes it's annoying that the abilities aren't extremely descriptive, but no, this character's not made for fighting. So we're going to run. While we're teleporting to safety, or, well, bouncing to safety, let's look at the stats. A lot of creativity, not much of the other two stuff. So, it's quite a mixture of stuff. There's a lot of speed on one side. And then another move faster thing. So again, this one is a fast moving character, or you can choose to build it as such. After you smash an enemy, you push nearby enemies away. That's cool, but I don't really see this figure smashing many enemies. It's not really one you'd want to take to smash stuff. But it's pretty cool, and I guess we just equip the last guy on his own. Where is the fawn? Just equip him as well, because just in case we need healing. Right, the wrestling champion. I didn't read what it was. What is it? It's a light defender. So like the shark, he has these special images which appear when he uses his attacks. And like most of the figures, he's a melee character. Usually there's more melee than ranged ones. And his final is some sort of wrestling slam, which makes sense, he is a wrestler. It pushes them up in the air as well, but I need to wait for it to finish going off cooldown to read what it does. There we go. Elbow press drop. You lunge in the air and elbow slam your enemies. Again, it doesn't exactly tell you what it does, but it does throw them up in the air, so it's quite similar to the shark's ability. No, don't get smashed again. Yeah, the fawn is one of the more useful ones of this set. His ability is really good. Alright, let's check out his stats. Terrible in creativity, okay in defense, and just slightly worse in power, so he's sort of even in those two. Upgrades can fix that, of course. And he's got some power boost and defense boost stuff. So he's sort of a mixture of a defender and a striker. I guess he isn't that bad. I don't know if people will be choosing him a lot. So that concludes the Series 15 overview for LEGO Minifigures Online. These figures are pretty cool. They all have some good abilities. Some are a lot better than others though. The fawn is especially good with his healing ability, and the astronaut again is really useful with its utility ability, and the ballerina is amazing for its attacks. So I think maybe these three are one of the best for some of the best characters of this wave, but who knows? Some people might find some really good combos with the other ones, and if you do, let me know in the comments below. I mean, that ability is just awesome. Let's see if we can combine them. Oh, let's put it down. There we go, all three. Yeah, that is a pretty good combo. So yes, that's it. The Series 15 overview. Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed the video, please do leave a comment and like, and I'll see you guys next time.